teachers in Akwa Ibom State have risen in support of the People's Democratic Party governorship candidate, Mr. Domi Emmanuel, in the Saturday's election. Under the aegis of Nigerian Union of Teachers (NUT), the teachers said they were satisfied with the blueprints of Mr. Domi Emmanuel for the education sector of the state economy. The state chairman of NUT, Comrade Etim Upong, said that teachers were convinced that the PDP governorship candidate will consolidate on the achievements recorded in the sector by the present administration. He reiterated the resolve of all teachers in the state to queue behind Domi Emmanuel, whom he described as education-friendly in the Saturday's elections. Comrade Upong pointed out that it was the first time a governorship candidate has come to meet and discuss with teachers before election. Responding, the People's Democratic Party governorship candidate, Mr. Domi Emmanuel, assured that if voted into power, he will give priority to education, teachers' welfare and manpower development, and solicited their votes on Saturday's elections. Mr. Domi Emmanuel commended Governor Godswill Akpabio for using education to fight crime and poverty through free, compulsory and qualitative education program. The governorship candidate described teachers as people of renewed integrity and urged them to keep the spirit while imparting knowledge to children and students. The State Chief Judge, Justice Idonison Temiswa, has declared open the first settlements week of the Akwa Ibom Multi-Door Court House. The settlements week is arranged to encourage peaceful resolution of long-standing cases in magistrate and high court in the state, provide an avenue for the congestion of courts, and create harmonious society. The Chief Judge announced that experienced mediators from Uyo, Ikorekwen and Eket judicial divisions have been assembled to serve as panel of neutrals drawn from the bar and magistracy to mediate on more than 50 matters during the settlements week. The report is presented in our studios.
Justice Idonison Temiswa said that it would be the first time in the history of Akwa Ibom State Judiciary that a week has been set aside for alternative disputes resolution to take the center stage in the resolution of conflicts. Mrs. Ntemiswa noted that litigation could most times be a nightmare considering delays and irreparable damage to social and business relationships, and stated that the ADR mechanism is a cost-effective and approach that promotes peaceful coexistence. The Chief Judge argued that since most civil cases could be resolved through alternative dispute resolution mechanism, there was the need for lawyers, litigants and other parties in the justice delivery system to take advantage of the week to resolve matters at hand.
Which cannot be settled during a particular session are adjourned for other sessions until an applicable settlement is arrived at. When a matter is settled, the panel of neutrals handling a particular case draws up the terms of settlement in accordance with the agreement reached by parties during the mediation session.
The State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Barrister Wemedi Monwoko, represented by the Solicitor General and Permanent Secretary, Barrister Gloria Omoren, said the multi-door courthouse was established by government with the sole aim of ensuring quick and affordable resolution of conflicts by members of the society.
I believe the topics for discussion would be quite apt and have been carefully selected to cover all aspects of life, especially relationship management, conflict prevention, and management of how to identify, prevent, and abuse harassment and molestation, the need to respect our laws and keep the peace, as well as anchor our hopes and aspirations on God, who designed family relationships and community life in the first place.
A High Court judge, Justice Ifyo Ukana, while speaking, stressed the imperative of training on ADR mechanism by stakeholders in the justice delivery system. Justice Enoi Sanged, in her remarks, said it is people embraced the global trend of alternative dispute resolution.
Gladly, in Nigeria, Akwa Ibom State can be counted among the top rank in terms of achievement of its multi-door courthouse. We are a close second to that of Lagos State.
Our settlement will remain a video for the one. Video for the or even that of the they will equal behind the down to go down to the support. It's a
Justice Teresa Obot spoke on the essence of the Settlement Week, while the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Mr. Niekanakpan, commended the Chief Judge for her commitment to the ADR, describing her as an apostle of peaceful settlement of conflicts.
State of affairs has given rise to the need for us to explore for other ways of resolving disputes in our legal system. This additional means is called alternative dispute resolution, and this is the means of achieving mutually acceptable solutions to conflicts without going to court or without litigation.
This other week was conceived by the Chief Judge to awaken the consciousness of our people on the use of several ADR options in the settlement of disputes. It is hoped that the use of ADR windows will not only promote peace in society, but will trim down the dockets of our judges and magistrates, as well as enhance focus and attention on cases which are not amenable to ADR.
Some stakeholders spoke on the essence of the Settlement Week.
The idea of the week is sensitize the general public on the essence of peaceable settlement of disputes among themselves.
This one is without stepping, and the parties decide what they want for themselves, and then you assist them settle the matter amicably. You find out that friendship will still be sustained. You won't even spend so much money. Justice will be done, because if it's not done spontaneously, then it's not justice.
This alternative dispute resolution will bring harmony to our state.
The settlement of cases without trial is in urgent need. We therefore commend this development as a further advancement of the ADR agenda in our private state. Settlement Week will offers rancor-free resolution, long-standing cases delayed to rest in its wake.
Meanwhile, as a prelude to the commencement of the Settlement Week, the Director, Multi-Door Courthouse, Mrs. Helen Umana, had led a team of resolution officers on advocacy visits to some stakeholders, including Obodo Okara Council of Chiefs and the Association of Traders and Road Transport Workers in Ikorekpene local government area. The team also sensitized the traders at Uruakpan and Uyo, where the idea of alternative dispute resolution and settlement of conflict was expounded.
We have come today so that you will not fight again. We have come today so that you will not cry again. We have come to introduce a kind of court to you. It is called multi-door courthouse. Now in that courthouse, it is where you can bring these little problems. Anybody that look for your problem, you know you cannot solve it, and you know you don't want to go and cry at home, and you know you don't want to go to the police station, report to the police station, and the matter will be there. You can bring those problems to the court.
The 13th Convenance Service of the University of Uyo will be held on Friday, April 10, 2015. The Registrar of the University, Adapu Mondat, in a statement on behalf of the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Comfort Ekbo, has invited stakeholders, education and the public to the service. The service will take place at the University Main Campus along Waibe Road, Uyo, and will commence by 10 o'clock in the morning at the Elf Lecture Theatre. The news continues after the break. Stay with us.
Una don't ready?
We don't ready.
We full ground now. Make we turn up.
I am make we turn up. Turn up.
Turn up.
Let's go.
I turn up.
Let's go.
On now. Yes,
oh yeah.
No.
Let's go. we do?
All the time. We turn up to vote.
When I don't ready, make we turn up and vote.
Let's go!
You're welcome back. The 2015 Easter Convention of the Temple Church of the Nazarene, Ikawarugeshe, at Meko local government area, has ended with the ordination of new officers of the church. Those ordained included Sam Mfon, who was made an elder and is to take charge of the music ministry of the church. A retired police officer, Mr. Ethan Johnson, deacon, while Mrs. Comfort Ethan Johnson was made a deaconess. The 6 days Easter Convention, presided over by the Bishop Isaiah Omana, had as its theme Love as the Enduring Sacrifice, and featured prayers for the state and nation, Bible exposition on the significance of Easter, as well as song renditions by the children, women fellowship, and chancery choir of the church. Speaking on the theme, honor and reward is of devoted service to God, Bishop Isaiah Omana reminded the congregation the blessing is a reward for obedience and commitment to the service of God. He encouraged the people to trust only in God, as the blood of Jesus Christ is enough to wash away sins and make a believer worthy before God. Payments of grants to Aquarium students studying medicine and surgery in Nigerian universities for the 2010-2011 academic session will take place today and tomorrow, Friday this week, beginning with preclinical students from the University of U. Preclinical students from the University of Calabar will take their turn on 13th and 14th May 2015. The exercise will continue with students from other Nigerian universities from 15th April to 4th May 2015, while spillover cases will be treated from 5th to 8th May 2015. A statement by the Executive Secretary, Aquarium State Scholarships Board, Mrs. Helen Ante, has directed affected students to report at the Aquarium State Scholarships Board with original copies of their credentials, including admission letters, certificates of origin, WAEC or NICO certificate, institution's ID card, and 2010-2011 school fee receipt. The statement advises beneficiaries to check the notice board of the Aquarium State Scholarships Board for further details. As the April 11th gubernatorial and House of Assembly elections approach, President Goodluck Jonathan has warned Nigerians against incisive statements. This and more in Channel 45 national and foreign news segments with Mercy Ekere.
President Goodluck Jonathan has urged Nigerians to be peaceful and orderly in the run-up to Saturday's elections. The presidential spokesman, Dr. Reuben Abati, while addressing newsmen on behalf of the president, condemned attempts by some politicians, groups, and individuals to intimidate others, heat up the polity, strike chords of tribalism, and cause public disorder. He called on the perpetrators to desist from actions that detract from the true spirit and culture of democracy envisioned by patriotic men and women of goodwill in Nigeria. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has warned individuals and corporate organizations against using foreign currency to carry out transactions in the country. According to CBN, the Naira is the legal tender of the nation, and the issuance of foreign currency in exchange for goods and services in the country is against the provisions of the CBN Act. The CBN further states that the prohibition is without prejudice to foreigners, visitors, and tourists in the country. The federal government has directed that all land borders be closed from midnight of Thursday, 9th April to midnight of Sunday, 12th April 2015 for the purpose of the governorship election. The Confederation of African Football, CAF, has elected Rick Buchimani of Tunisia and Omari Selemani of Republic of Congo into FIFA's Executive Committee as African representatives. The new members will serve a 2-year term, after which they will be up for re-election. A white police officer in South Carolina, United States, has been charged with the murder of 50-year-old man as the deceased ran away after being stopped for having a broken brake light. Footage of the shooting shows the officer, Michael Slager, firing 8 times at the Walter Scott. Slager initially told the police he shot Scott because he feared for his life, while the both of them fought on Slager's gun. However, the video of the shooting recorded by passers-by shows that after the shootings, the officer is seen picking up an object off the ground and dropping it next to the deceased body. The murder charges against Michael Slager come amid ongoing debate in the U.S. concerning police after a spate of high police killings around the country.
Sympathizers from all walks of life Tuesday converged on the St. Michael Catholic Church Ikoripe, Middle, in Abakaliki government area to bid farewell to Madam Martina Alfonso Sudoipo, who died at the age of 86. Among the sympathizers were staff of AKBC, family members and faithful of Catholic Church. Reverend Father Sylvester Nekaidem of St. Michael's Catholic Church in his sermon advised Christians to live righteously while on earth, to be remembered after they might have gone. Reverend Father Sylvester Nekaidem said the words of late Madam Martina Doipo would testify to her life while she was here, saying that her exemplary conduct with one another was an attribute admired by those who knew her.
In Ethiopia, 86 years.
Condolence messages were presented by groups, organizations and individuals, including the Aquarium Broadcasting Corporation (AKBC), Nkaiban Toko 1, the New Apostolic Church in Tobo Village, and Women Wikorikpa Village.
We encourage you to take solace in the fact that your mother lived a good life worthy of emulation. May the soul of your departed mother rest in perfect peace. Amen.
We admonish you to remember that your mother-in-law lived a peaceful, fulfilling, and a successful life during her sojourn on earth.
The chief mourner, Elder Friday Doipo, in a short speech, appreciated the parish priest, friends and organizations, management and staff of AKBC, and all were identified with the family in its moments of grief.
Ki ne ke gwa ye be mo ka ba ko manye. Ida ba ile se ba ba ko. Be ye zo yo. Ke tang ni do mo. Zo je ga ma ye de. Je ni ko ni ma. So fremi. Mi menye na da yo ni sonda. Italy no va di persona.
The remains of Madam Martina Odoeko were laid to rest at a family compound in Korikwe, Midom, about local government area. This morning, you can also watch AKBC TV News online by logging on to akbconline.org or follow us on Twitter at AKBC45EU or on Facebook at AKBC Channel 45. Before we go, another look at the top stories. The people of Ward 5 in Atimiko local government area have been advised to stand firm and support PDP in next Saturday's governorship and State House of Assembly election. The advice was given by retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. Dome Kodum, during a ward rally to solicit the support of the electorate for PDP candidate in Saturday's election. The State Chief Judge, Justice Idonson Tamiswa, has declared open the first Settlements Week of the Kwame State Multi-Door Court House. The Settlements Week is arranged to encourage peaceful resolution of long-standing cases in magistrate and high courts in the state, provide an avenue for decongestion of courts, and create harmonious society. That is it in a package. Thanks for watching and have a beautiful day ahead. Good morning.
Accurately informative, knowledgeably innovative, beating other stations as regards network coverage,
and bringing on the spot and live coverage of events with
straight away captivating and entertaining programs. It's AKBC Channel 45, the ultimate in television broadcasting.